Hey, what's up, y'all? It's yours truly, Kevin Key, and I'm gonna break down some more of this ram in the bush, and we're gonna call this the temptation, the irritation, and the gift, right? Because there's so many different phases of this story that stand out. So the first thing that actually stood out to me was, where was the ram? And in the book, it says that it was behind him. So that tells me that the whole time he's been going up this mountain, the ram has been following him. And so the actual thing that he needed was there the whole time, right? And we could stay right there and say, oh man, that's so amazing. Your gift is following you. It's right behind you. There's your blessing. Don't worry about it. When you least expect it, you turn around, it's right there. And be like, great. But I think there's some more layers in this. And so the first layer I thought about was the thicket, right? The thorns. So this particular ram got caught in the thicket, which made me think to myself, why would the ram go in the thicket? If there's a choice between going into this thicket or this tough place, this rough, and just walking around, why would he not just walk around? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So what that made me come to understand was that that had to be the only path through was the thicket, right? And if that's the case, then that meant that Abraham went through the thicket to get to where he was. Because if this ram is behind you, that means you had to go through what was just behind you. And what was behind you got caught, but you made it through. So I could stay right there and I could just be like, oh man, you made it through, and other things that were trying to come towards you got caught because it was blessed for you. But I felt like there were some more layers. Because, okay, what if the ram didn't get caught in the thicket and he missed the opportunity? So I said, okay, could there have been another ram? Or did this ram magically appear? So I started to research. Are rams pack animals? And pack animal simply means an animal that hangs out in packs. It's not by itself. It's not an animal that's just a solo. And interestingly enough, rams are pack animals. They are in groups. So this means that there was not just one ram. There was multiple rams. It just so happened that this is the ram that got caught in the bush. So now let's back up. So if this is the case and there are multiple rams, that meant that Abraham had to pass by multiple rams getting to where he was trying to go. All right. So now you're trying to go up this mountain. More than likely, there's more than one thicket. You go through that thicket. There's other rams that's in the way. You're trying to get away from the rams because you're like, hey, I don't want to get hit by the horns of this ram. I'm on mission. I'm on point. I'm focused. God told me to go forth, sacrifice my son. That's what I'm doing. I'm following God. I'm not getting distracted. I'm going on. So let's back up even further, right? Because if there's one thicket, then I would think there's multiple thickets on this mountain. And like I said, rams are pack animals. So there's not just one ram, there's multiple rams on this mountain. So let's go back even further, because I like to start at the end and go backwards. God tells Abraham, go to this mountain that I tell you, sacrifice your son. Now, if you're like in an area, like this is an area that you know about. This is where you live and you thrive. You know about the mountains, you know about the landscape, you know about all this stuff. So you would know which mountains have rams on them and which mountains have thickets on them and which mountains have easy terrain versus those that have hard terrain. So when God tells him, go to this mountain that I tell you, he could have easily been like, that's the mountain that got the rams and the thickets on it. I'm going to go to this mountain because this mountain here is smooth passageway. There ain't no rams that I got to avoid. There ain't no thicket and so forth. So that's the temptation. The temptation to be wise in your eyes and say, hey, instead of going to that mountain, because maybe I didn't hear God properly, he told me to go to the mountain that's got rams and thickets. It's probably the tallest mountain. And God asked me to sacrifice my son. I already got to do the hard thing. So I'm going to go to mountain A over here, which don't have rams, which don't have thickets, and I'm just going to walk them up. And interesting thing was, it talks about how he got up early, which meant he didn't wait. There was no mulling it over. He just went on, got up, and just went to the mountain. So he avoided the first part, which is temptation of ease. Let me go make this easy for myself and go to a different mountain than what God told me. I'll go ahead and go to the mountain that is hard, that has rams, that have thorns, that has thickets. Okay, cool, I'll go. Now, if Abraham was used to being able to sacrifice, rams to God, that meant that rams were suitable for sacrifice. So now here it is. You've been told, go to the mountain, sacrifice that thing that is near and dear to you. Go on about your way. And as you're going up this mountain, you see rams, which is a bunch of rams, and you're used to being able to sacrifice rams as the substitute. So now you got to pass the temptation to just say, you know what? I'm used to sacrificing rams. It's going to be just as good. I don't really have to sacrifice my son. I'll just do what we always did. Because what we always did worked in the past, so it should work right now. He had to move past the temptation of what you're used to, the temptation of familiarity. In this story, God wanted to do something new. He wanted to test him to see how far he was willing to go, and was he willing to sacrifice the thing that was near and dear to him. Now, going on up this mountain, we already see the temptation. Temptation to pick a different mountain that's easier. Temptation to go ahead and sacrifice rams, because we know there's more than one ram because they're pack animals. And now we see that this is in my head. This is what happens. He's going up this mountain, sees the rams, and now this one ram is following him. He's trying to move through the thicket and stuff, but this one ram keeps following him. So now it's the irritation. Man, this ram keeps on following me. It's getting caught up and stuck in all this. Like, I ain't got time for this. You know what? This person keeps bothering me. They keep calling. They keep trying to, hit me up. I got things to do. I ain't got time for this, right? The irritation. Because you're also irritated that you can't use that thing to sacrifice as a substitute like you used to. So the thing that you used to use is right in your face the whole time, that you're going on mission to do the hard thing that you don't want to do, the irritation. So as you're going forth up the mountain, the irritation, the temptation, all these things are around you. You have to go through thickets, right? Because if there's a mountain and there's the thicket there's not just one thicket. So you're going through thickets, you're getting cut up, you're getting scratched, scraped on your way to do what you need to do. And he probably saw the ram following and getting stuck as it's going. And he's like, why is this ram following me? What is this thing doing? Like, get out of here, man. Get out of here. How many times have we tried to shoo off the very thing that was sent to bless us? Because we were frustrated and irritated. So now he goes through the thicket, gets prepared to sacrifice his son, probably saw the ram, gets stuck, and was like, you know what? That's what you get. Not understanding that this thing that was the irritation is ultimately going to be the turning point for him. So his whole focus is on what God told him to do. He wasn't looking for a sacrifice. He wasn't looking for a substitute for the sacrifice. He wasn't looking for a scapegoat or a way out. He was just looking to be on point and doing exactly what was told to him. So now he's about to go in and sacrifice his son. And the angel says, Abraham, hold your hand, stay your hand. Look, behind you, a ram in the bush. And it was at that point that God knew that he was willing to give up that thing that he really held near and dear to him, that the substitute was revealed to him as being adequate. How many of us are looking purely for the substitute without proving that you're willing to sacrifice the thing, which hence creates the out of order? Everything has to be in order. It has to follow a certain path to get to a certain point. And so, what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to tell you all that sometimes the thing that's the most irritating to you will ultimately become the thing that's going to be your greatest blessing. And you've got to keep from getting frustrated to where you throw it all out of perspective and get out of position. You've got to stay focused to not allow the temptation of what you used to do, of what used to be adequate, to come into the season that it's not adequate and it's not comparable, it's not comparable to what is needed for where you are now. People, you know, I get it. The mountain's hard. There's an easier mountain over there. There's one that doesn't have rams. There's one that doesn't have thickets. But it's not going to be the one that's going to help you to be the person that you're called to be. Stay in there. Stay focused. Do the hard thing. And I promise you that at the moment that you need it, that thing that you need will be presented to you in a way that's going to benefit you greater than the thing that you want to use as the substitute that won't get the job done. This is yours truly, Kevin Key. Once again, stay tuned for more videos on IG, Facebook, and as always, keep it crispy out there, y'all. Stay locked.